guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing this very pinky look. I never use bright lips or pink shadows or anything like that, even though I am obsessed with the color pink. But I don't know, I got this top. I don't know how much of it you can see. I'll try to see if I can insert a picture of it somewhere in this video, but I got this top at Forever 21. When I put it on, it just made me feel very girly. It's a very feminine little top. I really like the way this look came out. I hope you guys do too. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So today we're actually going to be moisturizing our face with, it's the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue Gel Cream. Looks like that. Let me just go ahead and show it to you. And so I'm going to go ahead and start off moisturizing today using this. Next, I'm going to go in with this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. Kind of let it dry for a second. I'm going to go ahead and start with my brows. I cannot look at my brows anymore, you guys, without just thinking, you better hurry up and do something with that. So what I'm going to be using for my brows is the Morphe 350 palette. So in this palette, I usually go 1, 2, 3, 4 down, 3 over, and I just use a flat definer brush. Brows are done. Next, I'm going to be using, this is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. This is an everyday thing that I use. I love the Clear Brow Gel. It really is like a brow glue, and when I go out of the house now without it, it's not good. I'm sure nobody else notices, but you know how it is. It's kind of like when you are accustomed to wearing earrings every time you go out, and then you feel like, wow, I actually look nice today. And then you look in the rear view and you're like, oh, but you're already 30 minutes down the road. It's not a big deal, but you know what I'm talking about. It kind of messes up your day. Maybe I'm just a little dramatic. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this one next. This is the Morphe 35K palette. And you open it up, looks like that. And I really love this palette because I love all of these matte browns that are up here. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that. And I'm gonna use these Wet n Wild brushes. They're 99 cents. This is the blending brush. This is a staple. It is a very economical brush. I love them because they are very soft. They're synthetic, they're vegan. Use them every day. So I'm going to use one of these, and I'm going to go ahead and start with this color right here. If I hit pan ever on any of these palettes, it'll definitely be with this transition shade that's a very just like a nudie sand color. But all I do is I swirl it around a couple of times, and I do this to just coat all over. I do the brow bone, I do the lid, and I go all over just to make sure that my skin in that area is nice and even. There are some people that like to use a concealer eyebrow primer. I've tried eyebrow primers, and maybe I just need to give it another go, but I don't really notice anything. Maybe I'm not using the right one, but I haven't noticed a difference when I use an eyeshadow primer. So now I am going to grab an e.l.f. brush. These are also really great brushes, and this is an e.l.f. blending brush also, and it is $1 too. You can get these at CVS, you can get them at Walmart, Target, but I think it's a really great brush. So you know what, we're going to use something. I am going to use one color in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette because it's a beautiful color, and I think it would go great with my top. But I'm going to go ahead and use some other colors from a different palette just to because this is something that's still available. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. This is the original Tartelette palette, and I'm gonna go into it, and I'm gonna use this color right here, which is called Caregiver. Actually, you know what? We're gonna use Supermom, okay? I have 2 fur babies, so I guess that counts. Yes, I'm somebody that treats them like human beings. Just love me for who I am. But, okay, so I put Supermom all over the lid, like that. And now I'm gonna go into the Caregiver color, and I'm just gonna put that right over top. I'm using that same brush. To me, if you're not drastically changing your shadow colors, I don't like to switch brushes if I don't have to. Next one I'm gonna use is, I'm gonna go back with that original Wet n Wild brush, and I'm gonna go into Natural Beauty. As I put on 5 different eyeshadows, I'm gonna use Natural Beauty next. So, oh, the days when you could just go out with no makeup on and it didn't matter. Ugh. Girls, those of you that are like still, actually I don't know, every girl's different. There's some people that are 45 that can still go out with no makeup, and power to you, but I am not one of those people at all. Once I started using makeup and putting on my face, I can't go back to not wearing any. Scare myself. Okay. So all I'm doing is I keep using Natural Beauty, and I'm really putting it in the crease right here, and I go over just about 3/4, so I stop right about there. I have had this Tartelette palette for a while, and when I first got it, I used it every single day. Like every single day I was using this palette, and I really like it. To me, if you are going to invest your money in one good palette, this to me is definitely one, because you can do very natural looks with this. You can do very smoked out looks with this. You can do like a light pink girly. You can go plum. You can just do, if you're just like a natural, I like the browns kind of gal, you can definitely do that. But it also has a color in here, it's called Fashionista, and it is like super dark. You could go way smoky going out look for sure. So I'm gonna do a little bit right here just on this bottom part of my lid on both sides. Okay, next I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Dreamer. Just a little bit right here at the end. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. Now I'm gonna use this palette, but just understand this palette isn't available any longer. However, this particular color, to me, I'm pretty sure that you can find it in a Wet n Wild shade. I'm pretty sure they have a color that's similar to this. So I'm gonna go 3 down, and it's gonna be like a light pink. Now we're not doing this all over the lid, we're actually just doing it in the middle, up and down like that, and then I'm gonna work my way in. Now remember, we will have some fallout that's gonna be under here, but we can wipe that away later. That's why I always like doing my eyeshadow first, because if it gets messy on the bottom, we'll just wipe that away. Okay, so you know what I decided to do? And actually, I think I like this a lot better. What I did was, I decided to go ahead and get this out. This is my Tarteist blush palette. It looks like that. This is still available. You can get this at Ulta. I know for sure. You might be able to get it at Sephora as well. But I went in with this color right here called Live. And I just used that same brush and went over it. think I like this better actually. I have never done a look like this before, ever. I'm not mad at it. Okay, so I just did a couple of dabs on both inner corners, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm always gonna go back in and blend all this out. Never want any harsh lines, for sure. And then what I'm gonna do is I am going to use this. This is called a smudge brush by e.l.f. It has this very small baby little end. But the one thing that I always thought about that was very cool about this particular brush was it actually shapes to my upper brow bone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with Free Spirit, and I'm just gonna highlight that brow bone like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my favorite liquid liner. This is the Wet n Wild H2O proof, and this is a black liquid eyeliner. I did something that I'm gonna tell you right now, don't do, but I wanted to see how waterproof this was. I went to sleep with it last night on my face. I didn't wash off my eyeliner because I just wanted to see how long it would last. Got up this morning, took a shower, was using cleanser. It did not come off. What I use to take this off is it's the L'Oreal Microcellar water, I think is what it's called. And I use a cotton round, and I use the one that has the blue cap, and that takes this off. Nothing else is gonna take this off, or nothing else that I have, because I also have this right here, the Neutrogena oil-free eye makeup remover, but I don't want you to be tugging or pulling on your eyes, because you really need to take care of that skin because it's very delicate, and I didn't really care for this because I had to do a lot of work to take it off, and like I said, I don't want you tugging at your eyes, so I would use that Microcellar water. You can get it at Walmart, you can get it at CVS and Walgreens, Target, and it's very good to take off this liner. So I'm going to go ahead and just, whenever you're doing liquid liner too, make sure that you're looking down. I try to talk when I'm doing my liner, and it's not very easy to do because, especially with liquid, I don't want to mess up. So if it gets a little quiet, I'm sorry. And also be careful when you're doing your brows and when you're doing liquid liner to not lift your eyebrows too much, because sometimes it looks good when you have your brows lifted, and then when you put them back down to normal, it's like, ooh, no girl. The one thing I love about this applicator is that this tip, it's so fine that you can make a really tight line if you want to. You just have to go really slow and be very careful. So we're going to try the wing. This right here is what I'm talking about. When you're doing the wing, be very careful, because I sometimes tend to do this. Your skin moves up, and then when you put it back down, it's all crooked. So just relax your eyes when you're doing your wing liner. Okay, so there's our wing liner. Not too bad. You never know how that's going to turn out. You don't know if you're going to have every intention of doing your wing liner, and then oof, that can go south really quick. I am going to try this Smashbox X-rated mascara. It's actually a little mini size. I got this in an Ipsy bag. Oh, you know what? I was going to put on my lower lash mascara, and I didn't put anything on my waterline. Here lately, I've been noticing it's a big deal. Like, you need to put something on your lower lash line. I think it just makes everything else look nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and use a Morphe flat definer brush, and I'm going to go back in using that Morphe 35K, And I'm gonna do the third row down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do that one, it's just a brown. And I'm gonna just really work it into that lower lash line. Be really careful when you're doing shadow, especially a dark shadow on your lower lash line, because sometimes you can go down a little too much and you can raccoon it up really quick. I'm gonna go back in with that mascara. I love this necklace so much, but it always goes crooked. So now I'm gonna go in using this Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation, and I use 05 Warm Beige. So it has a pump, and I squeeze out about 3/4 every single time. 3/4 is how much I need, because I've tried to just use a full pump and it is way too much. So what I do is I just dot this all over my face, and what I'm using to put it on with is a Morphe little foundation brush. This is a brush that I got in a brush set. I got it around the holidays, and I know they still have it, and I believe for this particular set it is $49.99 or $95 or something like that, and they still have it on the Morphe site. So I'll go ahead and link it down below. If you are looking, I'll go ahead and link it down below if you're looking for a kind of starter makeup brush set, because it is a really good set. They are vegan, cruelty free, and they're super soft. I definitely would recommend them. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer in the green. I get the green because green combats red, and I always put it on a couple of spaces. Just like with my foundation, I do the same thing with my concealer. I kind of pounce everything in. I don't push super hard. To me, when I'm doing this, it looks like I am really punching myself in the face, and I am not. I just like to make sure that I'm pushing everything into the skin. Just like if I opt to do a beauty blender, which I do use on occasion, I push it in. So next, what I'm going to use is the concealer of all concealers, in my opinion. This is the Naked, let me see, this is the Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer by Urban Decay. And I'm using this in medium. I love this foundation so much because it's exactly that. It is a very lightweight concealer, and it is super full coverage, and I love that. I am always trying to cover up these sunspots that I got. And when you find a concealer that can do that, well, honey, you grab it. Okay, so after you do your concealer, you want to always make sure that you set your face. And today I'm going to be using, I found this brush. A friend of mine bought this brush, and I love it for baking. It is the e.l.f. contouring brush. So it looks like that. It's like super flat. And what we're going to use to bake is we're going to take the Airspun. You can buy this at Walmart or CVS. I don't know if I've ever seen it at Walgreens. I'm not sure. But I get this in the translucent, it's called Translucent Extra Coverage. So all I do is shake out a little bit like that, and right before I put it on, especially under my eyes, I always make sure to go in and go over it one more time so I don't have any creases, and then I bake. Now the reason that I do this is because you do not want your foundation to move. Here in a second we're going to contour, so always put that on before I contour because it just makes it a lot easier to contour later. I leave this on too as long as I can leave it on. So I'm done with that. And now I'm going to use my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, but I use Subconscious. Oh, and the brush that I'm using is the NARS Ita brush. I'm going to go ahead and take the Shade and Light brush, and then I always go over the top of my forehead. Okay, so we are done with that. And now I'm going to go back in using the Tarte's blush palette, and I'm actually going to go ahead and use Live, which is that very pinky color. I don't actually ever use these pinky colors. I never use pinky colors on my eyeshadow either. I don't know what's happening today. I'm feeling like a rebel, I guess. Would a rebel use pink? When I'm a rebel, I use pink. So next, I'm going to go in using the Jeffree Star Skin Frost in Peach Goddess. Looks like that. So I'm going to take this very big powder brush and whoa, can y'all see that? I feel like a disco ball. I like it. Another highlight that you can try too, it's a little bit more budget friendly, is the Illuminating palette by Wet n Wild. Looks like that, and it has all these different shades. So to me, if you got a thin enough fan brush, you could have several different highlights in one. So let me see if I can swatch this. So I'm going to do that one right there. See that? And then next I'm going to do that pinky one. Let me go ahead and swatch them all in my hand, and then I'll... This to me is a very good palette for the price. So this is the Mega Glow and Illuminating palette by Wet n Wild, and it's called Catwalk Pink. But first I'm going to go in and line my lips with this ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Frida. I'm going to go ahead and use the Jeffree Star Liquid Lip, and we are going to use this in the color Rose Madder. If you've never tried a Jeffree Star Liquid Lip, I'm just going to tell you right now that usually when it goes on, it feels very creamy and moussey, but I'm telling you, in no time, you get that, you know, kind of feel. I myself don't particularly care for that feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over top with the NYX Mega Shine Lip Gloss in the color Tea Rose. So it looks like that. This gloss smells like bubble gum. I don't really care for things like that. I like something that smells like strawberry or something but it's okay. It's not gonna drive me nuts. So next what we're gonna do, because I just saw this and while we're all pinky, we might as well just keep rolling with it. I'm gonna use this right here. This is a, I don't even know how you say this, Silkissime. It's by L'Oreal, and it says that it is a eyeliner in the color Illuminor. So it looks like that. When you open the top, it's black, but it has a creamy eyeliner. And I'm gonna use this in my inner waterline. When you look into the light, it just looks very shimmery. I think it looks pretty. So before we keep going and totally forget all that bakage, we really gotta wipe it off. I just go all over like that, so that nothing looks too harsh. Okay, so I had like 2 little bobby pins holding up my hair. Alright guys, so there we have it. I actually just got this top, I don't know how much of it you can see, but kind of halter top. I got this at Forever 21. I got it at Forever 21. I just recently started to kind of peruse in there and see what was going on, and I have discovered I really like it. Alright guys, so that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed it. For those of you that are new to my channel, I am also new to YouTube, so if you like this video in any way, please do give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below as well, and follow me on all my socials. Thank you so much for coming back, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.